What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is on this makeup look right here. It's really pretty. I love the glitter liner, if I do say so myself. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just hop into this look. So the first shade that I'm going to take is this light pink shade, and this is from the Morphe 35B palette. It's like the really colorful palette. It's so pretty. So I'm just taking this on my Sigma E40, and I am just going to start buffing this into my crease here. I accidentally did the wrong eye off of camera, and so it's like really backwards for me. I feel like I'm like, I don't know, it's actually kind of hard to like look this way in film. I don't know. Next, I'm going to take my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to mix these two shades, this like light tan and this, I'm going to dip into this yellow shade here. I'm just taking that on that same Sigma brush, and I'm just working that into the crease right on top of that pink shade, and I'm just going to kind of mix all these colors together so that we get like a warm yellow shade with a little bit of pink in there too. So now I'm going to take my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. It's called Venetian Red. It's like a really pretty cranberry shade. This is going to be our main color. I'm just taking this into my crease area right under that transition shade, and I'm just buffing this. You want to make sure you buff it from outer corner to inner corner because we are going to do like a little half cut crease. So you want this shade to be everywhere in your crease, on the outer corner and in the inner corner. So I'm going to add a little bit more of like a ketchup shade in there. So I'm going to take this red, like orangey shade from my Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to run that pretty much right over top of Venetian Red. And I didn't take as much of it as I did Venetian Red because I want that first shade to still be like the main color. I just want to add a little bit of this shade in there. I'm going to take this Sigma brush, which is a little bit more of those transition shades, and just run this around the edges. I always like to do this just to make sure everything's nice and buffed out. So now it's time to deepen up the look. I'm going to take this dark purpley red shade here, and I'm taking this on my Morphe M433. It's just a little bit more of a tapered brush and not so fluffy, so it's really nice for smaller areas. And I'm just going to pack that shade on this outer corner here. And then just kind of do like little circular motions and kind of slowly bring it up halfway into the crease. Going back in with a Morphe M411, I'm just going to kind of go in circular motions and blend out that crease area. And this step's just kind of a process. You just kind of have to add a little, blend a little, and find out where you like it and what's good for you. So now for the hardest part for me of this entire look, it's time to cut the crease. So I'm just taking this a little teeny tiny brush. This is a Morphe M213, and just taking some concealer and slowly cutting that crease. So don't blink if you have hooded eyes like me. I'm just taking some translucent powder and just patting that right on top to set that down so that way it doesn't transfer anywhere else on your eyelid. Now going back in with the Morphe 35B, I'm going to take a little fluffy flat brush and really pack on this white shade and use that on my entire lid here, right where we set that crease, or right where we cut the crease and set it. I'm not really loving this white. As soon as it like sits on your eye for a minute, it like turns cream, like the color of translucent powder. I need it to stay white. I'm going to take this little fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M506. I'm going to take that light pink shade that we use as our transition shade, and I'm just going to pack this right on the edge of that white and that dark outer corner. Just like that, and I'm going to bring it in a little bit here and just kind of wiggle your brush back and forth and blend that together. And then going back in with the darkest shade that we use from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill, I'm going to go right on top of that again and then blend the dark shade into that pink. And this is going to make a really nice gradient going from white to pink to dark. For liquid eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Waterproof Eyeliner. This is a felt tip. This is my favorite kind of liner to use. We're going to go with that. We can always clean it up. Not exact, but it's okay. They're sisters, not twins. So now for the fun part, the glitter. I'm going to take my Too Faced glitter glue and put it on this teeny tiny brush that I have, just like a detail brush. And I'm just going to pack this right on top of that wing. So this is always good if you're not, oh, that's a lot. If you're not that good at doing wings, just put some glitter on top of it because you can't really see the lines very well. And you'll look like you're really good at it. Now taking that same brush, you don't even have to really bother wiping off the glue. I'm going to take my glitter. So this is the MAC glitter in the shade, I don't want to spill it, gray. Gray. It's the MAC gray glitter. I thought it would have like a name, but I guess this is just in gray, but it's not gray. I thought it was more black than it is, but it's actually like, has like blue reflex, but it's still really pretty. It's like a gunmetal. So I'm just going to start packing that on right on top. I just pour it into my cap and then I just dip this little brush into the cap. I wouldn't recommend using a clean brush though because then the glitter won't stick to it. So I just use the same brush that still has the glue on it. Okay, so I'm going to pop on some primer really quick and then we'll finish up our lashes and stuff. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I always use this one. It's so good. And I'm just going to, well, I probably should wipe the fallout off my face first. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going to pop on some mascara and lashes and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with lashes. These are the Eyelure Luxe Silk in Ascher and I really like them because they have like that cat eye shape. So they look really good with winged liner. Moving on to foundation, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick in the shade 123. And I just like to put a few stripes on. And with this foundation, I actually like to blend it out with a brush. My favorite one is the Morphe M439. And I just slowly start buffing it into the skin. With this foundation, you want to work a little bit at a time because I feel like if I put too much on, I will get cakey. For my concealer, I'm going to try a new one. This is the Becca Aqua Luminous one. I didn't like this on my eyes, but I'm hoping I'll like this on my face. This one's in the shade Fair. So I'm just popping it on all the usual places, under my eyes, on my chin, Cupid's bow, down my nose a little bit, and a little bit on my forehead here. And just taking my damp Morphe sponge, I'm just going to blend this out. Ooh, it is really light coverage. I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and just go over top of those areas a little bit more because that was just a little bit too light of coverage for me for what I wanted with a look like this. That'd be a really pretty everyday concealer, but just for like a full coverage look, it's a little too sheer. So to set under my eyes, I'm going to dip this Morphe sponge in my Laura Mercier translucent powder and I'm just going to start pressing this into the skin. This will really make your under eyes look flawless and airbrushed and it won't look too heavy. So I really like this way. I'm also going to use this way to set my entire T-zone area just because it really makes it look the most natural. So I changed my mind. I'm actually just going to use this entire way to set my entire face. I've definitely done this multiple times and it looks really good. It's just a little bit more time consuming, but the result is definitely worth it if you have an extra few minutes. I'm going to quickly finish up my under eye because it's kind of bothering me. So I'm going to take this red shade on my Morphe M441. I know it's a really big brush, but I'm going to take that like ketchup-y shade and I'm going to run this along my entire lower lash line. I want this to be pretty blown out. Next, I'm going to take a teeny pencil brush and I'm going to just take some black eyeshadow and just run this right into my lashes. There's a black eyeshadow in the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, so you can just use that one if you have the palette. I'm also going to throw some black in my waterline here. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in the shade Blaquer. So I'm going to start bronzing my skin with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is the Morphe M530. It's a really, really, really good like bronzing brush. I don't know, it's my favorite at the moment. And after we bronze our cheekbones, I'm going to bronze the forehead slightly. And the temples, I just bring it all the way around. So I'm going to pop on the Tarte blush. This is the shade Party with a ton of A's. It's like party. So it's my favorite blush. This is Maya. And this is just a Wet n Wild stippling brush. What? Stop, please stop. So I'm going to switch it up on highlighter today. I'm going to use Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. I know it's not Rodeo Drive, but I really like this one because it's more of like a white highlighter. Doesn't look like much in the pan or even actually when you swatch it at all. But this is only like $4 and it's really good. And I like to do this when I want more of a natural highlight. And since the eyes are so strong, I don't really want anything like too much. I'm just taking this on just the very backs of my cheekbones here. I'm not going to wrap it around or anything. For lips, I'm going to do an Ultra Satin Lip by ColourPop. This is in the shade Strip. And I didn't even know I had this. Alright guys, and that completes this makeup look. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!